Why so much poverty in Nottingham? Do you agree that Nottingham is the poorest place in the United Kingdom? If you're someone who looks at the numbers and is familiar with the data, you might just agree. After all, government figures from the Office for National Statistics, ONS, show that Nottingham ranks as the poorest city in the UK based on Gross Disposable Household Income, GDHI. What's GDHI, you ask? It stands for Gross Disposable Household Income, which refers to the amount of money households have left after taxes and benefits. According to this ranking, Nottingham sits at the bottom. So why is there so much poverty in Nottingham? That's exactly what we'll be discussing in this video. A bit about Nottingham. Before we attempt to answer the question of why there is so much poverty in Nottingham, let's first take a moment to discuss the background of this city. Nottingham is a city and unitary authority area in Nottinghamshire, located in the East Midlands of England. The city lies 33 miles southeast of Sheffield and 45 miles northeast of Birmingham. If you know Nottingham or have visited, what do you most fondly remember about it? Does the legendary home of Robin Hood come to mind? If so, you're no stranger to this place. But did you also know that Nottingham was once home to the bicycle, lace-making and tobacco industries? Often referred to as the county town of Nottinghamshire, the settlement was granted city status in 1897 during Queen Victoria's Diamond Jubilee celebrations. According to the 2021 census, Nottingham's population stood at 323,632. However, when you include the many surrounding suburbs, the wider conurbation had a population of 768,638 at the same time. This makes Nottingham the largest urban area in the East Midlands and the second largest in the Midlands overall, with a population of 919,484. When combined with Derby, the metropolitan area reaches a population of 1.61 million. Now, here's something puzzling. Despite these figures and its economic standing, Nottingham's poverty is still a major concern. The metropolitan economy ranked as the 7th largest in the UK, with a GDP of $50.9 billion in 2014. It was also ranked second to Birmingham as a city in the Midlands considered a sufficiency-level world city on the Globalisation and World Cities Research Network. So, with all of this growth and economic standing, why is there so much poverty in Nottingham? Stay with us as we dive into the reasons behind this paradox. Is it really the poorest? Regardless of what GDP or GDP per capita figures suggest, Nottingham faces significant economic challenges. These challenges have earned the city a spot on the list of the poorest places to live in the UK. After being named one of the poorest 5 times in 7 years, it eventually became the poorest city in the country. So the question is not whether or not Nottingham is poor, but rather, why is there so much poverty in this city? Here's another sobering fact. Many people in Nottingham are experiencing long-term unemployment, with some having been out of work for over 10 years. These individuals often rely solely on employment and support allowance, ESA, to survive. Many residents frequent the city's food bank, with some depending on them for their entire lives, seeing no hope for economic improvement. Others have resorted to searching through supermarket bins at night to feed themselves and their families. The situation is further compounded by cuts to disability living allowances and benefits. Disabled people now live on just about £145 a week, making it incredibly difficult to make ends meet. We must also remember Nottingham's history. Once a thriving textile town, it went through a significant economic downturn during and after the Second World War. Major companies such as Boots, Raleigh and Players drastically reduced their workforces, leading to a sharp rise in unemployment. It's well known that the antidote to poverty is meaningful employment. Unfortunately, the job opportunities that could reverse Nottingham's poverty have not materialised. What the facts show. If the indices of deprivation are anything to go by, Nottingham is facing serious challenges. The city ranks 11th most deprived out of England's 317 districts. But it doesn't stop there. Nottingham also has alarmingly high levels of child poverty, with many areas experiencing particularly acute deprivation. Since the last update on the Indices of deprivation, Nottingham has seen a 16% increase in its levels of deprivation. Shockingly, 40% of children in the city live in poverty, and as of April 2022, 18% of children were affected by the two-child limit. A look at maps showing multiple deprivations in Nottingham paints an even more disturbing picture. High levels of deprivation can be found in all directions from the city centre, with the exception of the southwest, which is primarily an industrial area. Even in areas with lush Victorian housing, typically considered more affluent, the figures for multiple deprivations remain high. What about GDHI? The Office for National Statistics, ONS, ranked UK cities based on Gross Disposable Household Income, GDHI, which refers to the total amount of money a household has after paying taxes and receiving benefits. This is the disposable income that can be spent without causing immediate or future financial strain. The ONS data revealed that Nottingham is the poorest place in the entire UK, with the lowest GDHI, sitting at the bottom of the list. According to the ONS, GDHI reflects the material welfare of the household sector, which includes residents of traditional households as well as those living in communal establishments. It also accounts for the business income of self-employed individuals. As of 2023, the bottom 5 areas based on GDHI were Nottingham, Leicester, Blackburn, Sandwell, and Coventry. In contrast, the areas with the highest GDHI included Kensington, Chelsea, Hammersmith, and Fulham. In Nottingham, the gross disposable income per person is just £13,952, significantly lower than the UK average of £21,440. In defence of Nottingham, the City Council of Nottingham has vehemently rejected the findings of the ONS. They argue that the statistics are misleading, pointing out that many of the city's affluent suburbs lie just beyond its official boundaries, which skews the data and makes the figures appear worse than they actually are. Additionally, the council contests the findings by highlighting factors such as the city's high student population. Many of these students have low or no income, and, as a result, their low or non-existent GDHI contributes to dragging the city's overall income levels down. For many residents and officials, it comes as a surprise that their city has the lowest earnings in England and the UK. They struggle to accept the fact that Nottingham has the lowest disposable income, the lowest employment rate, and the poorest health among working-age people. The council points to Nottingham city centre, which seems to be thriving compared to many northern cities and towns. They even joke that at least they have a tram. What the future holds. It's important to note that the future isn't all bleak for Nottingham. In fact, there's reason for optimism. A review of the past shows signs of improvement. Nottingham's current GDHI per head of £13,952 is an improvement from the £13,147 in 2018 and £13,560 in 2019. Clearly, things are moving in the right direction. This progress has shown the City Council the importance of maximising resources to help the people of Nottingham, especially during tough times like the current cost of living crisis. The reality of having some of the country's most deprived communities, significant income disparity, high unemployment, and a large number of benefit claimants has spurred the council to work harder. They are calling on the government for additional support to help address these issues and change the narrative. In partnership with others, they're focused on boosting employment, education, and training opportunities in the city. They've made passionate calls to investors and new businesses to bring jobs to Nottingham and help drive the city's recovery. So, after considering all the facts, do you now believe Nottingham is truly poor? I hope you've gained some insight into the reasons behind its struggles. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, And please don't forget to share this video. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell.